So welcome everybody to the Mailbox Power Mastermind Builders Call, week number 8, I believe, because Andrea's was week number 7 last week.
Yeah.
And I know a few of you were on. I saw some of the faces. I don't think Josh was on as I was watching it, but all I gotta say is woo! Andrea did an amazing job. Thanks for filling in, Andrea. I know she's got some stuff going on, so she's off camera. But just want to give a big shout out to her. And thanks for filling in for us while we were in California celebrating vacationing with family. So as a follow-up to that, before we get started on this week's topic, and Andrea's off camera, but she can hear, are there any follow-up questions to what Andrea taught last week that I need to, or we need to pass on to her and see if we can get answers, whether it be on tonight's call or on a future call?
I'm just wondering, do I need that?
Do you need integrations?
Yeah.
Oh, in my opinion, you need that in your toolbox for your customers. It is
for the customers. Okay.
Yep. You may or may not need it personally, and that depends on, I think I heard you saying you have multiple systems that you are constantly, it was that you that said you were hand doing it, somebody did last week. So if you have multiple systems that you're trying to get information over to Mailbox Power, then it's probably valuable for you personally, but it's definitely a tool to have in your toolbox for your customers, because I can't tell you how many times I've had a customer say, but I really don't want a double entry. I have doctor's offices, lawyers' offices, and that say, I don't have time to try to keep both systems up to date. So how do I do that? I'm like, well, we got a solution for you. It's called integrations, and let me hook you up with Andrea because she's the expert. And I just turn everybody over to Andrea. I say, for the most part, most CRMs are capable of connecting to Mailbox Power. There are a few that might be difficult, but for the most part, we probably can connect your CRM to Mailbox Power so you don't have to do double entry. If you're interested in that information, let me set up an appointment with Andrea, or let me give you Andrea's calendar link, and they set up an appointment. And then I always reach out to Andrea and let Andrea know the background of the customer, so that if they book a call with her, she, 1, knows where the referral came from, and 2, has some background before that meeting even starts. Like if you know their CRM and that. And Andrea has her hand up, so she's going to answer.
So I'm sorry I'm off camera right now, but as you're talking about these things, and I'm really sad Marie's not on here right now, but luckily we're going to record, and if everyone votes yes, then we'll be good. But what I was going to say is, last week I was being asked to show stuff and I couldn't do it yet because it was the day before the lunch and learn and blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking, and what you just said, Brenda, thank you very much. But with the release of getapination.com, it has made it so that, yes, you can turn over people who have complex integration needs, who have multi-step integration needs, multiple systems. But if it's just connecting a CRM to Mailbox Power, it really is something that you could even help your customers with, and it's up to you whether you want to charge them for that or do it as, they signed up with you, so you give it to them. But so my question is, would you like to see an integration? Would you like to see me actually walk Brenda through an integration? How's that?
Sure.
Or is
Awesome.
everyone over the whole integration thing?
No,
Well,
it sounds like they would, Andrea, and since you're off
Okay.
camera and we weren't prepared for it tonight, let's set a scheduled time for next week or the following week. You and I can get together with our schedules and see when that works best. And
Perfect.
then we'll announce it.
Okay.
I was on those 2 calls, but yeah, the other 2 calls.
That's right. And you came to the follow-up sync session. Was it anybody else there? Go ahead.
So we'll just schedule that because since we weren't prepared to do it tonight, I wouldn't even know which one to link. So let's do a little bit of coordinating, planning it so that
Good idea. Good
so
plan.
that we can show it well.
No problem.
So we will put that on the calendar and we will announce it, which means more people probably, and I know Marie would like to be on that one. So that way maybe she can with the weather. Should be cleared up by then.
Yes,
Awesome.
really.
Any other questions, Josh?
Just really quickly, hi everybody. Oh, and it's a beautiful morning. I'm back in Tokyo. I don't know if you picked that up on any social media.
Oh, wow.
That's my view. Yeah. So just really quickly, Andre, was it you that was able to work with a customer with Keller Williams to connect them to KW Command?
Yes.
It was. Okay. Yeah, I'll stick around and try and get reintegrated. I'm only 2 weeks back today. But I've got a realtor in the Portland, Vancouver area that's a very small firm, but they're with KW, and a lot of time, and I've heard from other KW realtors, well, I use Command and we already have this. And of course I want to say, don't worry, we can do that. So I'll make sure I kind of get plugged back into the loop with that one too.
Well, you can say that for sure. And that link that's in the chat, you could actually send your client to, they could pick KW Command, pick Mailbox Power, and it's seriously that simple. So there you go.
And I can tell you it absolutely works because it was my customer that was the test integration for that, and they are super happy with it. So
Yeah.
And Andrea is the boss of integrations.
yeah, she's the bomb. Awesome. Well, today we wanted to talk a little bit about marketing. Marketing both your Mailbox Power business and just marketing in general, so that when you're talking to your clients, you can add value, and why you might want to use Mailbox Power. Anything you want to add, Mike, before I talk about what we learned last week?
No.
So Mike and I are in a training course right now. It's a 9-week training course on writing a business plan, and it's everything from marketing, and we are learning from an amazing expert here in Colorado Springs, friend of ours. And last week he talked, one of the training points he had was on the 7D sensory branding. In other words, 7 things that the more of those 7 things you can hit in your branding, the more likely it is for someone to buy from you. So this is good for you to market Mailbox Power, but it's also good for you to talk about with your clients to make sure they're hitting as many things as possible. So let me grab 2 things real quick. So, and I did a Facebook Live yesterday morning on this also. So if you want to go back and rewatch that, that was only about 2 minutes, whereas somebody might have to watch 30, 40 minutes of this to get the same information. So the 7D sensories are, the first one is intuitive, the ability of putting ideas together in a structure, and is the highest level of brain synergy. So it's using the left and the right brain. And that really, it's, if somebody picks something up and it's intuitive to them, they can understand it. That's the first one. The second is seeing, so visual. So if they can see something like a book or a postcard or even popcorn, they can see it. And this is the most seductive sense, and it overrules all other senses. So think of imagery. You want to use a lot of imagery. Enhances messaging receptiveness by 83%. That's a lot. The next one is hearing. So you can't really hear a book unless it's an audio book. And you can't really hear a postcard. But imagine if they get a package in the mail and they open it up. You can hear it crinkle. So anytime that you can add something hearing, or you add a QR code that has a video of you sharing you and why purchase from you, or why they should use you over somebody else, or talking about what it is you offer, the product or the service. And when you use hearing, actually only 4% of Fortune 500 companies, brands, use sound, even online. So think about when you're doing online and using sound, you know, like TikTok videos and other things where they add sound, gets way better response. And it's highly connected to mood. So obviously think about that when you are using sound, and not monotone, and something that's upbeat. Think of those types of things. The next one is touch. An email you can't touch. Yes, Nanette.
So by adding sound, how much does that increase the percentage of reception?
He didn't sound, it doesn't say. I don't know. He didn't give us a percentage. I can ask him though, because we'll see him again Thursday. Touch, you can't touch an email, but you can touch a book. You can touch a postcard. You can touch brownies or popcorn. Touch, skin is the largest organ in the body, and it signals being in pain or well-being. It's a hands-on experience, is crucial moment for a positive experience. So think about that. I mean, how much more positive experience it is to touch something and get it in the mail versus an email or digital. The next one is smell. Strongly influences taste, and it's 10,000 times more sensitive than taste. So smell. Now, if you have popcorn, you can smell it. Brownies, you can smell it. Can you smell a postcard? No, unless it has images of like pizza or something on it. Think about that. When you see an image of pizza or food or something like that, you can almost, your sense of smell almost comes into play, because you start thinking about it, and you can kind of taste it too. Your mouth gets saliva. So think of that, not really, but it kind of helps to bring about that sense. The next one is taste. And obviously, when you send goodies, you can taste them. So that's all I have on that one. Sweet, salty, bitter, doesn't matter. It's taste. And then the last one is speak. Now, how do you incorporate speak into your marketing if it's a postcard? Well, you do a QR code that, again, can be a video or a testimony from somebody, because speak is about word of mouth, and it's the most powerful, and it creates the buzz. So think about when somebody does a reveal on Facebook, like when Nanette did, she opened the package that Mike and I sent her with all the stuff when she became the Veteran of the Year. That is word of mouth testimony, and it's speaking. She's speaking, so it's testimony, but you can also speak again in a video that adds another sense. So think about all of the marketing methods that are out there today and which one hits the majority of those senses. In my personal opinion, Mailbox Power hits the majority of those senses, which means you're going to get a better response for your marketing, which is why Mailbox Power has said it takes 3 touches to get a good ROI for marketing. They're saying at least 3, but the national average is 7 to 12. Why is that? Because it's a bigger impact when you are sending stuff that people can touch and smell and taste, and it's a box. Does that make sense? That was an aha moment for me last week. I don't know about Mike, but that was an aha moment for me last week, and the power of what we have in our fingertips with Mailbox Power and helping other businesses.
Well, this is what all these things are what I use when I taught kindergarten, because everybody learns in a different way. And so you have to have all of these senses to do that. And it's the same with us.
Yep.
And I think Mailbox Power does everything. Just about it.
Have you ever thought of it that way though, Anne, when it comes to Mailbox Power?
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've all heard about the senses and incorporating more senses, you learn better and everything else, but I never thought of it when it came to Mailbox Power and marketing.
Right.
And
No,
You
I
know, if you add a QR code to a card, you've now added in the hearing in some
Yep.
instance, if it's attached to a video
Yep.
or a song or something. So that really also enhances the power of what
Yep.
you're saying.
and also visual. You could hear it and you could see the video too.
Yep.
So both of them.
Yep. And hear.
Yeah. And hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speak, hear, and see all when you do that.
And throw in the
Brenda.
popcorn and there's taste there too.
Yeah, exactly.
So Brenda, I liked what you did yesterday. I saw your video yesterday morning. I don't usually catch them all, but it came on right when I had the phone in my hand. And I love what you did. I think you should show everybody what you did with the popcorn, because that's got almost, I thought I'm going to start sending that more, because if you can remember what all you did with it.
I don't remember all I did, but I know I
My
did
goodness.
this, the crinkling and
Crinkle
smelling.
and hear.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you can,
More
you
is
smell
better.
that, then you're going to cook it. You're going
Yep.
to smell it while it's in the microwave. Then you're going to eat it.
Yep.
I mean, look how many.
Yeah, exactly. You hit almost all the senses that way.
So another interesting thing, I just finished up, I take on Wednesday, that's why I miss on Wednesday mornings, the same time as a business-minded Bible study that I go to. And we have a word of the quarter. And what we did for this past quarter, it finishes tomorrow, is the senses. So we've just went through all of the 5 senses of the body and how they're all used. So it caught my attention when you said that with the senses yesterday. It's just quite, we've got a very powerful tool, and then tweak it just a little bit. My goodness, it's great.
Yeah. And
So
so
thanks for bringing that up.
yeah, so think about it for your Mailbox Power marketing, but also share that. You learned it tonight. Now go share it with your customers and see how much that increases your customer base or your potentials, your prospects.
You know, I think we're so sensory in everything that we do. Everything we experience comes through either touch, taste, smell, hearing. So I think we take it for granted. And I don't think we actually realize how important that is for our customers to understand that, or to make sure that our customers are aware of everything that we send them and how it impacts them when they get it. You're touching a lot of those sensory points that is going to help you with your Mailbox Power business.
So I mean, we've had some people sharing thoughts. Any other thoughts on that or questions on it?
What was the first word? I missed, you said it was.
Intuition.
Oh, okay. I heard you say it was intuitive, but I didn't
Yeah.
know what.
Intuition.
Thank you.
And, you know,
Was very enlightening, very enlightening. I knew it all, but I'd never thought about it. So thank you very much.
you're welcome. We were the same way. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to tell people about this after I heard that last week. It was just, like I said, a lot of what we learn and a lot of what Mike and I are teaching, you all have heard it and have used it in other ways, but haven't thought about it when it comes to Mailbox Power. And
Yeah.
so the more we can help you to see and implement those type of things, I believe, I hope, hope is not a strategy. But, you know, I'm hoping that you'll implement, because I can only hope you implement, you have to implement it, and that it will help you grow your business. I think Andrea was going to say something.
No, I was just wholeheartedly agreeing with you.
Awesome.
I think the other thing that we need to keep in mind too is, because we are so sensory, that it's our experiences through those senses that sometimes create mindsets that really don't serve us. So I think it's still really important to make sure that we keep an open mind about a lot of things, and always be trying to be better than you were yesterday, trying to understand what it is you don't know and what you think you know, because sometimes it's what you think you know that will get you in trouble as opposed to what you don't know. Gosh.
There's something to that, and this is just a little sliver from the mental health world. Senses, sights, sounds, taste, smells, anything can trigger either, you know, an experience or a habit, and that we can just shift that into the business world. People that see or hear something, that's going to trigger something. Well, it's always been that way, so that's how I want it, or that, you know, triggers a resistance to the change or something like that. So I think you hit the nail on the head there, that the sense, you know, whatever that might be, we need a new sense, or we need a different viewpoint of the sense to open someone's eyes to the possibility that this might work, or this might be an option, or this is an alternative. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Mike's going to share, you want to share the screen or just?
No, I would just talk about it. You know, I think you're right, Josh. Really, there's nothing worse than only thing worse than legacy equipment is legacy thinking. And I think sometimes we hang on to old ideas and old thoughts that really we need to let go of. George Bush once said that you can't do today's job with yesterday's methods and be in business tomorrow.
Except for the Marines.
Yeah.
Except for the Marines.
And I think that's true. I mean, you have to constantly be reevaluating what you're doing, and hopefully staying on top of different trends, marketing ideas. And I think that's what our customers sometimes stick to, because it's something they've always done. It's like you said, you know, you stick to it because it's there and you've always done it.
Yeah, and it's safe.
Yep. And you know, if it's working, if it's successful, you don't need to change it. But if you're not where you want to be in business, and that's really the question to ask your potential customers or your customers, is if they're happy with where they're at, then they don't necessarily need to change anything. But most businesses are not happy where they're at. They want to grow. Mm-hmm. They want to get bigger. They want to decrease customer loss, you know, attrition in that. And if that's what they're looking for, then it's time to look at other methods that will provide better results than they've been doing in the past. And like we've said multiple times in the past on past calls, it's about thinking outside the box.
Well, I think there was something on Facebook where you have 4 pens in a box that make the shape of a box, and there's a pile of pens and other things off to the left of it, and they're saying move 1 pen to make 2 triangles. Okay, if you're looking at the box, that's all you see, so you're trying to move one of those pens to make a triangle, and you're not 2 triangles, it'll never happen. But if you think outside the box to the pile of pens that are sitting right there next to you, which you're seeing in your peripheral vision, but you don't understand that you could grab one of those pens and put it diagonally in that box, and what do you have? You
2
have 2 triangles.
So,
Okay.
so another thing we learned, well, I've heard it multiple times, but how do you put a giraffe in a refrigerator? How do you put a giraffe in a refrigerator? How would you
Carefully.
put it? What?
Carefully.
Carefully. What are some of the other answers? Nanette,
Folded.
What?
Folded,
fold it?
folded, or grossly cut up, you
Ooh.
know,
Uh-huh.
it's
Any other ideas?
it's like, how do you eat an elephant?
Yep.
Bite at a time.
Yeah, bit by bit. Poor
Yep.
giraffe. You didn't say the giraffe was alive. You said refrigerator. So bit by
So-
bit.
So what if I told you you just have to open the door? Because you're assuming that if there's a refrigerator that you're putting a giraffe in, it's big enough to put the giraffe in. So all you got to do is open up the door.
Well, I didn't think about that.
Yep, exactly. It's about thinking outside the box. And I'll have to go back and remember some of the others from last week. But
Also, Brenda, what comes to mind is being simple about it. We complicate things so
yes.
much that if you just go back to the very simple, what is it that you're trying to do? You're trying to put the giraffe in a box in the refrigerator. So not even thinking outside of the box, but just thinking as plainly as you can, I think that would help a lot.
Yeah, kindergartners actually got the answer right. Us adults are, overthinking it. Yeah, so stop overthinking. And I think that's what stops so many people in growing, whether it be Mailbox Power or another business, is they are overthinking it. Stop overthinking it. Just start going and talking to people, because we have a solution that is going to solve many businesses' problems. Just go talk to them. Stop overthinking what you need to say, especially with integrations, because I have heard all of it. But I don't know what to talk about. It's simple. Most CRMs will integrate with Mailbox Power. If you're interested, I will pass you over to Andrea. Or if you're really good with technology, just go right here to either get API Nation or go to our integrations tab and do it yourself. I don't need to know any more than that. Stop overthinking things and just start going and talking to businesses. You saw value in Mailbox Power. Why are we hiding this under a box and not lighting it up on the top of a mountainside? Why are we hiding our light? We're actually being selfish by not going and sharing this with every business we know.
Brenda, I'm sorry. you just said something that just smacked me upside the head. That's so amazing for the whole concept. If I can really quickly, and that is, I think, myself included, I think a tendency is to limit the scope of what Mailbox Power can do by what we do ourselves with it. And there's
Correct.
so much more.
Absolutely.
And so we're
Correct.
putting the blinders on for a potential customer that could, and the story that Joe often tells of a guy that, I forget what the spend was. It was minimal on Mailbox Power, but turned into $1 million contracts 8 days
Yep.
later.
Yep. Yeah, it was the whole, I think it was whole hogs, and they
It was.
spent a minimal amount of money, less than a couple $100, and got millions of dollars of business out of it. Yeah.
I think sometimes the hardest thing we do is staying in our own lane. If we stay in our own lane, concentrate on what we're best at, and pass off the stuff that we're not good at, find a resource like Andrea for integrations, and you do what you're good at, let her do what she's good at, and we can all make some great money in this business.
And that brings up a good point, because I had somebody that I met with today that is not our customer. It's somebody else's customer that a referral came through BNI, because she has no idea how to use it. She's struggling with the system, but the person who signed her up isn't even the one that referred her to me, but she didn't even know we had training Monday through Saturday. We need to let our
We don't anymore.
customers, yes, we do.
Yeah,
We have
we do
training
training.
every single day of the week. We have certified trainers, and we also have a done for you program. We need to let our customers know, even if it's all it is in a card. If you don't want to do it, just let your customers know where the resources are, because there's tons of resources. You don't have to do the work. Just point them in the right direction to the resources that will help them grow their Mailbox Power business. And I think a lot of people are doing a disservice to their customers because they don't even know that we have live customer support Monday through Saturday at noon Pacific. And I think if everybody just let their customers know that, and that we had a done for you program, I think your business would grow tremendously, and you would stop losing them out the back door because they aren't utilizing it. They wouldn't be calling you saying, oh, I really haven't used it the last few months. So, I'm going to pause, or I'm going to cancel my membership.
Yep.
So the key is getting them plugged in immediately into all of those resources, the purple tutorials button, the 101s and 102s, and the done for you program. Because there's 5 certified trainers that are ready, willing, and able to help your clients so that you all can make more money and keep your clients forever.
The second key to this is making sure you let them know that they can be affiliates, and help them sign up for affiliates. Because if you can help them sign up for, whether they're pros or whether they're executives, they will stay because they're getting their system for free and earning a little extra money.
Yep.
And I think really that's the key to making sure that they stick.
And I've had a couple of conversations in the last couple of weeks with people that have said, yeah, but I don't want the 10%, I want the 40%. And that's an arrow thinking. And that was me. I'll be the first to admit that was us when the affiliate program came online. It was like, oh no, I ain't telling anybody about the affiliate program because I want the 40%, not the 10%. The challenge with that is if they aren't utilizing the system and they don't feel like they're getting 150% value out of the system, they're going to pause or cancel their membership. Whereas if you tell them about the affiliate program and you actually handhold and help them to get their customers plugged into all of the tools, whether that be you helping or the company tools, now, like Mike said, if they have 2, 3, even just 2, but 2, 3, 4 people on a membership, they ain't going away. I've had 3 phone calls within the last couple of weeks that people were talking about pausing their membership. And I said, well, you know, you do have 80% covered. And they're like, yeah, but I haven't seen the money. And I'm like, well, have you looked? And we went to their wallet, their commissions, and there was a payout that one of them had almost $600. So we moved it to her Mailbox Power wallet. And now her membership is paid for months to come. So make sure you let them know that. And I have saved 3 just in the last 2 or 3 weeks because of that.
And we say 4,
And-
because 4 times 10% is what? 40%.
And it's
That's
like having a
one
front line.
line.
Yep.
I just worked with a Mailbox Power customer this afternoon. We were talking about integrations, but when I was asking her about how she's using her system, she's a real estate agent, and she says, well, I'm really not using it that much. I have a birthday automation. And anyway, long story short is because of asking questions about what would she like to do? How would she like to, you know, where does she want her business to go? You know, blah, 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 all the questions, right? She realized that she really does love Mailbox Power. And when we first started the conversation, she was thinking about, you know, maybe I'm not using it because it's not worth it and I should cancel, that kind of mindset, to when we ended the call, what other things can I do with Mailbox Power? I mean, that was the gist of it. And this is somebody else's customer. She's not my Mailbox Power affiliate, but so someone's customer got saved today. But I guess my point is we shouldn't be leaving it up to other people to come in and save the day, telling our customers that there's trainings every day and, you know, there's the purple button, all those things. Isn't that difficult? And we could even have cards that go out to
Yep.
support that. So
Yep.
anyway.
Yeah.
And I want to leave with this, because we're coming right up on the 45-minute mark. I had a customer that actually left Mailbox Power. She was using it and she really wanted it. She hired a marketing agency because she wanted somebody to do it for her. And this was prior to Mike and I we had sort of offered Done For You and the company really wasn't offering it at that time. So she left to hire a marketing agency and was spending $3,000 a month for that marketing agency to do it all for her. And she said, I can do this for $199. I'm like, yeah, but you still have postage and you have to pay for your gift. She said, oh, I had to pay postage on top of that. She was paying $3,500 to $3,600 a month. And she was not getting the response that she used to get with Mailbox Power. And her husband said to her, you know what? I liked the gifts you were sending better before and you were getting a better response. People were leaning in and calling you. And right now you have to reach out to make sure they got the package. So she is back and she gave me a testimonial and I will be putting that on YouTube and sharing that out in the group. But that is the power of Mailbox Power, as she said, I'm back and thanks for welcoming me back with open arms. People try
Wow.
other things because they want it done for them, but now we have the Done For You program. So make sure you let people know about that before they're leaving, or at least if you get a call, make sure they understand that if you get that call or you get that text message, make sure you reach out to them and find out why. And if it's because they haven't had the time to really utilize it and set it up, say, well, you know, we have a Done For You program. And the one that we have right now is only $149 to get 5 automations set up. That is a steal. That is dirt cheap to get those set up.
That's so perfect what you just said, Brenda. And it goes back to, I think it was the first or second one of these calls that you did when you were talking about the importance of what we have is the value of the membership, like a gym membership or something like that. But the value, especially for me, and this stacks right on top of the Done For You. But for me, the value of using this platform comes back every time I get a message or a thank you from somebody who got a birthday card and brownies from me that I forgot it was their birthday.
Yep,
Yeah. Yep.
yep,
I mean, how good, because it feels so nice when you make somebody happy like that. And when you do it intentionally and they get it, you have that feeling. But for me, the feeling is better when I've set it on my birthday automation and then I get the acknowledgement. And it's like, oh yeah, happy birthday again. But
yep.
Yeah.
Or you've got automations set up that are going out for a whole year, and something went out and you forgot there was a gift with that month's, and you start getting text messages, thank you so much for the package. And you're like, what did I send them? You know, and those are the best because it's on autopilot. And yeah, I agree. 150, probably 200%.
I guess the what I'd like to do is ask you guys a question. And are you getting any value out of these calls? We want to make sure that we're actually providing value. We were hoping that we would get more participation, but maybe it's the wrong night. I'm not sure. But I'm hoping that with the lack of calls that we have in the morning, that we'll get more traction on this one. So if you're getting value out of this, please invite some of your team members, some of your affiliates, and ask them to join you, because we really do want to help them and all of you find a way to build this business, because I think we really do have the kind of platform that we could actually take beyond $1 billion. I think it's the possibility is there. We heard that in our previous company with, and I kind of thought, well, maybe we can, but we really didn't have the right platform. We have all the tools we have right here, between the marketing piece and the nurturing piece, we have it all. So I think we really do have the ability to make this a huge company and actually make some money doing it.
And we would love to be all making lots of money and traveling the world together and, having fun. Like when we were vacationing with our family, wouldn't it be nice to be able to be so successful that you could do whatever you wanted, take your family on vacation, go with all of your family in Mailbox Power, go on trips with them and just enjoy each other and seeing the world and enjoying what you do. Because like Mike says all the time, it's not work if you love what you're doing every day. And if you feel like this is work in Mailbox Power, you're not doing it right. Cause and if that's the case, maybe this isn't the business for you. But for us, we have fun with this every single day. And hopefully you do also. So any questions? Or what I would like to do is maybe we'll put a post out in the group. We'd like to hear from you. What do you want to learn? What do you need help with? Because we want these calls to be for you. We don't want it to be one way, like Mike said. So we need feedback of what it is. Obviously, integrations is one of them, but what else is it that you need help with?
The beauty of a call like this is we've all got different experiences, something that we each individually bring to the business. And if you've got something that's working for you, it'd be great to have you talk about what is working, what's not working. But really, we want these calls to be for you. And we're just here to facilitate. And Andrea, she's always welcome to talk about integrations or whatever else. I mean, I think Andrea's got a wealth of knowledge in other areas as well. I'm sure Josh and Deborah and Terry, all of you have some kind of knowledge, and Nanette, you've all got something that you could offer in this forum that would make us all successful. So just be thinking about that. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and Andrea too, Andrea Manning, not just Andrea Shepherd. Coming from the BNI world, girl, you've got a wealth of knowledge that you can share with all of us on building businesses, because you've been helping businesses grow for many years. And so I want you to think about what topic that you could share that really would help people here to grow their Mailbox Power business, because I know that you're a rock star. You just don't realize you're a rock star in Mailbox Power. We just need to take that knowledge and convert it into Mailbox Power knowledge. And Deborah Thorne is the same way. We just need to take your powerhouse of everything else you do and figure out how to harness that in into Mailbox Power. So
we would encourage you, if you think you have a topic that you would love to present in this forum, we would absolutely love to hear that and have you actually host a call.
Yep.
Okay.
So for those watching the replay, that goes for you too. If you have success stories or you have knowledge that would be great for this whole group, please reach out to us. We'd love to learn from you. We want this to be both ways. So
Terry, did you have something?
I was gonna say, I miss on the morning calls some of the practical things, like there's a zillion ways and phrases and funny things you could put on the popcorn. It's just like, just refresh your ideas to use in all our different businesses also, that some of us have other stuff besides Mailbox Power that we do too. Or show the cards, you know, that you do for a series, or something that's, you know, out of the catalog, or something that you use that for in a different businesses or ideas. So I just think this is a great call. I have been trying to get on every Tuesday. Something's come up. So I really appreciate the recordings and all that, your knowledge and sharing. So thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
that,
you.
Terry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nanette.
I have a crazy idea I've been thinking about. I would love to brainstorm on something like the little foot and come up with 100 different ways to use that. And then with key, on how can we use that key?
Mm-hmm.
And so that, I don't know. So I have different ideas.
And the luggage tags, you know, the inexpensive things that are easy to mail, you know.
So I would love to make that next week's call. So what I would like all of you to do is to think about marketing messages for some of those things, like the popcorns. I want you to come up with, if each one of you comes up with 5 to 10 ideas, we have 9 people on the call today, 10 if you count both of us. Think about that. 10 times 10, that's 100. And we've got people that aren't here that are normally here. So let's each come to the table with 5 to 10 ideas next week on, like, popcorn, the key, the foot for sure, because there's so many. Those are the 3 I think that are huge for marketing messages that we might be missing out on. So let's talk next week on marketing messages for some of our gifts.
Yeah, don't forget the luggage tags.
Oh
I
yes,
use
luggage
them a lot.
tags.
That's a big
Yep.
deal.
Yeah, and I'm looking to you, Deborah, for all those ideas, because I know you got way more than I do. I've thought of a few, but
Yeah.
Even some of the food items, like the cinnamon bears. I know somebody did something with cinnamon bears. So
yeah.
So let's do this. Let's focus next week on these 4. And then maybe the following week we do food oriented items or something besides the pop.
Yep. So we're going to do the foot, popcorn, key, and luggage tag for next week. And then maybe once a month, we pick another 3 or 4 things to do marketing messages on. How does that sound?
I like that.
Awesome. Can I ask a question really quick?
Sure.
That key,
Yep.
it's a bottle opener, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I was understanding the right product.
Yep. It
Okay.
is.
Thank you.
Yep. Awesome. Well, again, thank you all. You've given us 50 minutes of your time today. that you can't get back. It's a precious commodity, and we appreciate the time that you took tonight to join us and share your ideas and to learn from each other. And we look forward to these calls every single week. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yep, that's all I have. And Andrea, those bottle openers, we used to call those church keys in my day.
Church
Yep.
keys.
Yep.
That's all right.
So
And
Thank you both very much. Very, very helpful.
you're welcome.
you.
I need that focus to stay. As I was told this last week, I need to get out of my way, so my own way. So that's what
We
I'm
all
trying
do.
to do.
We
We
all
all do.
do.
Yeah.
hey,
All
and
right.
be safe and thank you all.
Yep. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.